What's going on, and welcome back to Nap Time Builder. How y'all doing on this fine Tuesday? How you like that? Come on now, y'all remember some Goof Troop and some Goofy movie? Anyways, we back with the 55, y'all. That last video, I'm sorry if you watched it, but I hope you did. Hit that like button, because I don't know, we just went over some updates on everything, future plans, how this mess got started. All right. Like I said, we're back with a 55. Last video on it, we got all the panels on, except for after the fact. I had a roll pan come in, tailgate came in. We still don't have the hinges, still waiting on them for the tailgate. And then I'll have to figure out something about the latch to latch that thing up. But I also got the front piece that's supposed to go behind the front bumper, but we're not running a front bumper, so mine was completely trashed anyway, so I went ahead and ordered a smooth one. That way I don't have to fill in them frame holes, the frame notches on it and everything. So that's what we're gonna start off with. All right, so we did swap our vehicles around at the end of the last video because this one needs to be able to go out the door, y'all, for my upcoming adventure. Another new to me. So I don't know if I showed you or not, but if you watched the last video on the 55, I showed you how crusty and rusty all that front pieces was. There's our new parking lot assemblies. They're proud of them, by the way. Very proud of them. Just like everything else for this doggone truck. If I can get it back in there. This one-handed mess sucks, by the way. There's a roll pan. Oh, get them screws fall. There we go. And the only thing about it is, I did get the one with the tag box, which obviously we need a tag box, right? But this old girl's gonna slide up on here, something like this. But that right there's getting in the way. So I want to be able to hold that up there and mark out where I need to trim right around here. And this ain't hurting my feelings none either, because if you've been here for a little while, then when I was trying to get this frame and bed and everything looking good, this is early on in the 55 build here. This piece was already pretty dented, like it was really bad. It's still a little dented up, but it's a lot better than it was. And right here, I had to do a little patch. Well, we're gonna cut part of that out for the tag, okay? All right, so after holding her up there with my shins, I got my little semi box here marked out. We'll probably have to come up a little bit higher and just a hair wider on this, just to make sure we got enough room. It's really hard to hold that up and mark it at the same time. All right, let's see if I can hold this where you can actually tell what's going on here. Woo, don't hit her too hard. Let's see, get up in there. So, that right there fits nice and tight. The only thing is, this thing being warped right here, there's a gap in here. I can about stick my finger in from about here to about the same spot on the other side. So, I'm not exactly sure. I have to figure something out. But she fits good where it needs to be, and on the side panels where it comes up to and everything. So that is a plus right there. That'll look good on the back of there. Nice, y'all. So I took my channel locks over here and went through and bent that out some, and it actually don't take a whole lot. Right in there could use a little bit more. But I'm gonna get this held up there now. And it's got these holes along the top here for bolts or whatever. Just to get it up there for now, I'm gonna throw some self-tappers in it. And then when I come back with bolts, you know, my hose is already there. I might have to make them just a tad bit bigger or something, but that'll be good. At least this will be, I mean, it's gonna be taken back off anyways, because, you know, gotta get painted and all. So this is what we're gonna do to get her in place and make sure it fits like I want it to fit. And then we'll move on to the front. And I don't know, I just heard Daddy fire up this truck. He's supposed to be bringing a tractor over here. We're gonna be changing a gearbox on a bush hog. So I may have to put y'all down for a little bit to knock that out, and then we'll come back. But until he gets over here, we working. So let's throw in some self-tappers. All right, y'all, and there's our better view, boy. She look pretty good on there. We get the tailgate on and all that stuff. Heck yeah. Hey, there she is. I was looking for that a while ago when I just decided to use the channel links. But got her on there, like I said, just self-tappers, but now that gives us holes in there where they need to be. I do have some small bolts and nuts that I'll put in there later when it's, you know, getting put on permanently. But where's it? Like I said, Daddy's headed over here with the tractor. So I guess I'm going to put y'all down for now because we're about to have to get to work on a bush hog. So hopefully I can get that knocked out in a decent amount of time and get back on the front and get that front piece fitted up, see how that's going to look and all that. So we'll catch y'all here, you know, in a few seconds in your time. Well, y'all, that took a lot longer than I should. Hey, get him, I didn't realize I had stuff all over me. But that took a lot longer than expected, and we still didn't get done. So just a little update. That's what we got going on. We got the new gearbox on, and she's hooked up and everything. Went ahead and sharpened the blades while we had it apart. We went to put this back on. Apparently this old school one here, this is the stump jumper. Apparently this old school one there is 11 spline, and the new one is 12 spline. We didn't know how many splines it was before ordering the gearbox, and it looked like 95% of the ones that I was seeing was 12 spline. So it's, I don't know how old this bush hog is, but it seems like at some point, you know, that was 11 spline. It seems like maybe they updated and they all started, mostly at least, using 12 spline. I've seen 12 spline, I've seen a couple 15 spline. The 12 spline has been pretty dominant. So it took a lot to get the old gearbox off. Man, they had the big nut and everything that goes on the bottom of the shaft is to hold the stump jumper on. They had it welded. I mean, it was tightened up and then it was welded also. So I believe somebody probably had some problems with it at one point in time. We had to cut all that off, hammer a socket up on it. Finally got that off. Thought we was doing good, you know. Got the old gearbox off. Thought we was doing good, you know. Didn't think to try that new gearbox on this mug right here before we ever put anything back together, of course, because we thought we had the right part. Put the new gearbox on, try to get this on there after sharpening the blades. We can't get it to meet up for nothing. Pull it back out, count the splines on the old gearbox, count the splines on the new gearbox. There's one off. One's 11, one's 12. The new one's 12, the old one's 11. Started looking around Amazon, blah, blah. I call a few local places, they ain't got nothing. Amazon, you pretty much dominant on 12 spline stuff. I'm like, look, just buy a new stump jumper. This one's in rough shape anyways. Bad thing is, this one's 25 inches diameter. The only bad thing is, 95% of the ones we was finding was only like 20 and a half inches in diameter. She's losing about 4.5 inches of cutting to me, that's not a huge ordeal, seeing how it's a 5-foot bush hog. It ain't like you cutting a full 5 foot anyways. You know, you're splitting the rows and everything like you would mowing. So, you know, finally, I talked him into we ordered that. So, you know. So the next thing is I need to get these blades off this old one, because we're going to try to use these blades on the new stump jumper. That way we don't lose even more mowing capacity. Them bolts have been on there for a long time. They rough. I took the impact to them. Couldn't do nothing. Used a wire brush, cleaned them up pretty good, soaked them down in PB blaster. I'll probably try them again, clean them up, soak them down in PB blaster. Hopefully before the daggum new stump jumper gets here, I can have them off and ready to go on it. But tractor's still sitting here. I told him it was okay to leave it here, and it is okay to leave it here. I'm just gonna have to change up a few things, my plan, okay? Have to change up my plan. So, but I can't tell you the plan right now, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. But before he got over here, I'm about running out of time. We're about to have to go to baseball practice. But before he got over here, I did get the roll pan on that I showed you, I think. I don't know, my mind's been in a haze ever since. We was searching like crazy for parts and having a hard time with all that. So this is what we got so far. This is what we got. She looks pretty, I like it. Look at that big booty, look at them big old fenders, I like it. I like it, I like it. And then, we're gonna work our way up. There is holes already, obviously, in the steps. But the old steps was trash. Apparently it rusted on through. Still got 3 of the 4 bolts over here, all right? I need to get these bolts out. That way I can get this up in place, put a bolt through, holding it in place the way it needs to be. That way I know exactly where. See, it has 2 holes here. That way I know exactly where to drill my holes. See, one right there. That way we know, oh, there's a hole right there. That's awesome. I already got a hole there. So that way I know exactly where to drill these 2 holes back here, and pray the good Lord, pray to the good Lord that that up there matches up. So I gotta get them 3 bolts out. A couple minutes later, with a grinder and a hammer and a little pick, I got them hammered and knocked out. Now let's fit this baby up here. And here she is. Them bolts, and they're just hand tight. Got them 3 holes drilled through the fender, so it's connected in the back, connected on both these brackets. And I have a bolt through the fender up here to the front of the board. That's a big old gap. I don't understand it. Don't understand it. But I don't have no time to mess with it any further at the moment. I gotta go in, take a quick shower, and go to my boys' baseball practice. I don't know. I might just wipe off. Because he's got vacation Bible school after baseball practice. I might come back out here while they're at vacation Bible school. So, we'll see y'all in a little bit. Maybe I can figure something out about that. Maybe I can't. Who knows? I just realized when I took the tank out, and the tank goes under the cab on the driver's side. When I took that tank out, I had to take them brackets out too. I don't think I ever sanded them brackets down and coated them or anything. Let's see. Are they over here? I got crap in the way everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, of course not. Oh, lovely, lovely. Don't drop it on my Jeep. Well, they're not sanded down and painted or anything, but they don't have the bolts still in them where that goes. So, I guess that's a little bit of a plus, right? Not really. We'll probably end up having to sand them down and paint them after practice. Maybe I can work on the front piece while these are drying later. We'll see. Here's what they look like. They're rusty and crusty, baby. This whole truck was surface rust. So, if you're expecting her to end up perfect, you just need to appreciate where she's at from where she came from. That's what I'm trying to do, okay? She's gonna be a driver, okay? Not a just dedicated show car, truck. We'll see y'all in a little bit. I'm about to lose my mind. Well, y'all, I did not get back out here yesterday. Oh, where is that? I did not get back out here yesterday evening after ball practice. The kids went to Vacation Bible School, and I went to the church to help out, do what I could. We're building a new church. Well, they've been building a new church. I've not been able to help. So, I at least wanted to go get a day or so in anyways. But, building a new church, we're so thankful. It looks amazing. They've done an amazing job. Praise the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I did not get back out here. So, there towards the end yesterday, before I left, got the step on where it's gonna be, drilled the holes, put the bolts in so it's attached to the rear fender. Got a bolt in the front fender to the step there at the front. There's a little bit of a gap, but we're not dealing with that right now. I'm about to hit up these step brackets for the other side. I need to hit them with a wire wheel, smooth them down some, throw a coat of paint on them. While that's drying, we're gonna work on the front, cutting off part of the front of the frame there where we can fit our front nose piece up there that would usually be behind the bumper like we've talked about a million times, I feel like, at this point. That's what we're doing. Let's get to work. All right, fresh coat of paint. This is the other side. I've already got the other side painted. This will get another coat here in just a few minutes. But now it is time to see how much I need to cut off here so that my piece can fit flush without hitting that. And as you can see, she got to go back a good ways. So yeah, we're going to be cutting off pretty much just right in front of that brace. Make sure we got enough room. All right, sorry for the noise. I turned the fans on because your boy's getting musty. But we got her chopped off, cleaned up, primed, and painted. Now time to get that up there and throw a couple bolts in her and see how she gonna look. Oh yeah, baby. First look at what the front end gonna look like. Man, it looks good. I love that smooth look. Love it. That's what I'm talking about. Now I kind of want to get one of my parking lots just to see what it's gonna look like up there. Just a little test fit. She ain't even held in there. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Now I did realize that little pinhole there, Couple of holes up under there. If I'm being honest, and I try to be, these up under here, I seen those when doing the hood. And for some reason, I lied to myself. Apparently, I lied to myself. And told myself that, oh, you wouldn't even be able to see them. They'll be hidden by the something. Those will be hidden. They're not hidden. So, I'm going to do something about that. But, we got the smooth front. You seen the smooth back with the roll pan. I got that side step on. My braces are drying over there. And then I guess I'm gonna jump over here to the driver's side, mock them braces up. That way I can get my side step on the driver's side in a position it's gonna be at. Drill them holes in the fender. Boy, that gives me anxiety so bad after all that work I done in them fenders. But throw some bolts in that, make sure everything's gonna fit up good. And then the fun stuff really starts. Some more stuff I ain't never done before. So, let's get after it, I guess. It's hot. I need air conditioning. Them little box fans ain't doing it, okay? I got to stand right in front of it with my face up in it. Like when you was a kid, when you was oh, just to hear your voice change, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all might not be old enough to know that. You know a peek? Here you go. Come on now, y'all remember it. Also, I remember getting a crayon, sticking it in the front of this, and while it's fan spinning around, color in the middle of it. You know, whatever. Look, it took me back for a minute, alright? Don't be hating. But, I gotta work on them steps. So, let's get the step. Alright, well, I ain't made it to the other step or the brackets yet, okay? I kind of remembered that yesterday I finally had some tailgate brackets that come in. So, you know, I kind of jumped on that before I jumped on the other side. So, oh, I'll flip it around. And here she be. She did not fit up just exactly like I thought it would. But, you know, these are the factory bed sides. They could be a little out of whack. So I kind of had to, I got this side in, a little chrome bracket there. She fits up like she's supposed to. And then, by the way, this was real hard by myself. And, well, I kind of dropped this end on the concrete and had to bend that back out a little bit just so I could fit my dadgum bracket in there. So she's a little tight fitting right now. It'll work. It'll work loose though. Got my bracket in the factory holes here. I did end up, this side was too close or like too far in somehow. Somebody's hacked this thing up before. There was multiple holes. But I used the factory holes in the side panel here. But I got it where I needed it and got the tailgate bolted in and in place and everything. And then I re-drilled my holes here. So she's all good and back together. And she looks pretty doggone good. Now, I don't have the chain and the latch system or nothing like that. So we'll have to figure out something with that. But look at it. Just look at her. I mean, don't that... Man, it just looks good. That's a nice booty right there. I don't care what you say. Nice old booty. Old fat one, too. On a truck. I'm talking about the booty of the truck. Don't get your panties in a wad. So, we got that back looking good, all smoothed up. Got our side step over here looking good. And got that magnificent looking front end. I'm telling you, my goodness, that looks good. Now I gotta grab my bracketry for these side steps. Well, after a couple hours, I finally got them the brackets up under there. I had to look through my dadgum random bolt nut drawer or bucket, box, whatever. And finally found enough I could use. They're all different sizes. It's whatever. You don't see them. So I guess now I need to grab a dadgum side step. Alright, y'all, what's going on? It's nap time builder here, and well, look, if you watched the last couple videos on the old Ford here, we've been getting her put all together body panel wise, making sure everything fits right, everything's where it needs to be. Because very, very soon we'll be tearing this mug back apart. And be trying to throw some black high build primer on her. I think that's what it is. Don't let me get the name wrong. Of course it ain't got a dadgum handle on it. Lord have mercy, let me grab this. So really, really soon, that's what we're gonna be doing, okay? Taking this mug all the way back apart, back down to where it's just the cab on the dadgum frame, okay? And then I bought a 10 by 30, I believe it is, 10 by 30 enclosed canopy. Now I wanted one of those inflatable paint booths, you know, they look cool and all this, but I kept seeing where you really need some kind of support helping hold the top of it, because if you leave that mug up for a while, because you know paint don't just dry in just a couple minutes, it needs to sit there. But I've seen horror stories of people letting them sit and everything, and then it just kind of falls in when it don't have support. I ain't trying to have all that. So with a canopy, it has a frame, and then the canopy tarp type stuff is over the frame. So I feel like that's a better option for me and my sanity, because if I was getting this mug where I thought it was supposed to be at, looking pretty good, primer up, and it not, oh my goodness, and it not be dry. Sorry, that Celsius is getting me. But and get her primed and it still being wet and that mug fall in for it, I'd be wanting to burn the whole daggum thing down, okay?